The old wooden fence stood weathered but proud, marking the boundary between my backyard and the sprawling estate next door. It wasn't much to look at, just sturdy cedar posts sunk deep into the earth, but to Evelyn Harper, it was a personal insult. She stood in my driveway in her pristine yoga gear, her smile sharp enough to cut glass. "James Carter," she said, my name rolling off her tongue like a curse. "This fence of yours is an embarrassment to Willow Creek. It's ruining our community's charm." She waved at it like it had spat in her coffee. As a civil engineer who'd spent years navigating tricky clients, I'd dealt with my share of complainers, but Evelyn was in a league of her own. I sipped my coffee, keeping my cool. "Evelyn, this fence is on my land, built to code, and older than the HOA's rulebook." Her eyes narrowed, a glint of something cold flickering beneath her polished exterior. "Things change, James. We've updated our guidelines." She flashed her phone, showing a document dated 2 weeks ago, stamped with the Willow Creek HOA's seal. My dog, Scout, a sharp-eyed Australian shepherd, had been restless all morning, pacing the fence line and growling at the dense woods beyond Evelyn's property. Scout's instincts were razor-sharp, and he was fixated on something out there, his hackles up like he sensed a threat. Evelyn noticed, her lips curling. "Your dog seems jumpy. Maybe he knows change is coming." Her words felt less like a comment and more like a warning. I knelt to inspect the fence and spotted fresh claw marks in the dirt, deep, deliberate gouges, not the work of some stray raccoon. Whatever made them was big, over 150 pounds, and it had been testing the fence's weak spots with unsettling precision. "Looks like we've had visitors," I muttered. Evelyn's face paled for a split second before she brushed it off. "Just stray dogs from the county road. Nothing to worry about." Her voice cracked, betraying her. That afternoon, I visited my neighbor, Walter Grayson, a retired park ranger who lived a half-mile down the road. At 70, Walter knew the local wildlife better than anyone. His cabin was littered with trail cameras and bird feeders, a testament to a man who never left the wild behind. When I described Scout's behavior and the claw marks, his face darkened. "James, I've been hearing strange noises at night, sounds that don't belong here." He pointed to a map on his wall, highlighting the forest behind Evelyn's estate. "There's a network of caves back there, perfect for things that don't want to be seen." His words hung heavy as I drove home under a blood-red sunset, Scout's growls echoing in my mind. By dusk, Evelyn was back, her heels clicking like a metronome as she delivered her ultimatum. "You've got 1 week to tear down that fence, James, or I'll handle it myself." The threat landed like a punch. The next morning, a certified letter arrived, citing $600 daily fines for an unauthorized structure. The HOA's new rules, passed in a shady 15-minute meeting, gave Evelyn unchecked power to enforce compliance. I dug into the HOA's website and found the amendment pushed through by Evelyn and her 2 loyal board members. No community input required. It reeked of a setup. I called my old college friend, Sarah Bennett, a real estate lawyer with a knack for slicing through red tape. Over coffee in a neighboring town, she studied the HOA documents and frowned. "This isn't just about your fence, James. Evelyn's rewriting the rules to cover something bigger." That night, I flew my drone over her estate, capturing footage that made my skin crawl. 3 unmarked trucks were parked behind her barn, hidden from the road. Floodlights lit up the area like a prison yard, and figures moved with military precision, loading sealed containers into the trucks. Her organic farm had electrified fences and motion sensors overkill for growing kale. One truck's license plate led to a ghost company tied to an empty lot in Houston. At the HOA meeting in the Meadowview Community Center, tension crackled like static. Evelyn sat at the head table, her smile smug as she accused me of defying community standards. I stood, holding up the original HOA rules. These new guidelines were passed in a secret meeting with no notice. "They're targeting my property and maybe others." Whispers spread through the crowd. Mrs. Clara Thompson, a sharp-witted retiree, called Evelyn out. "When was this vote?" "I never got a notice." Evelyn's composure slipped, her voice sharp. "The board doesn't need to bother everyone with minor details." But others spoke up. Tom Larson, a landscaper, admitted Evelyn had pressured him about his business dealings, threatening fake violations. The room buzzed with unease as neighbors realized Evelyn's reach went beyond my fence. After the meeting, Lisa Torres, president of the nearby Oak Ridge HOA, pulled me aside. Evelyn tried digging into our security schedules 6 months ago, claiming it was for community safety. She wanted to know when we were vulnerable. Her words sent a chill down my spine. Evelyn wasn't just bullying neighbors, she was scouting for something bigger. That night, Scout and I patrolled the fence line, finding fresh claw marks and Wallow's muddy pits where something massive had rested. My thermal camera picked up heat signatures moving in coordinated patterns through the woods, like a pack operating with purpose. At dawn, Evelyn's demolition crew arrived, chainsaws roaring as they tore down my grandfather's fence. I live-streamed the destruction, capturing Evelyn's glee as she posed for a selfie amid the wreckage. But her victory photo caught something else: large shapes moving through the trees, too big for stray dogs. The crew foreman noticed, his voice tight. "Ma'am, we've got wildlife out there, and they're not happy." Evelyn's face froze. "They're not supposed to be out during the day," she whispered, her words caught on my stream. The crew fled, leaving a gap where my fence once stood. That evening, a foul stench spread from Evelyn's property, like rotting waste mixed with chemicals. Neighbors called the health department, and I spotted official vehicles circling her estate. Walter knocked on my door, his face grim. "That fence was holding back more than you think, James. Those boars out there, they're not random. They're reacting to something on her land." He'd been consulting with Fish and Wildlife, tracking a family of wild boars displaced by Evelyn's activities. His photos showed a 250-pound alpha male leading a pack with chilling intelligence. By nightfall, the noises from the woods grew louder: deep grunts and the crash of vegetation. Evelyn called at 6 a.m., hysterical. "What did you do?" "These animals are tearing up my land." I shot back. "You tore down the fence, Evelyn. You broke the balance." Her threats dissolved into panic. Walter's infrared footage revealed Evelyn spreading chemical deterrents, enraging the boars. Sarah's research uncovered more. Evelyn's farm had no organic certification, and her finances pointed to money laundering, backed by years of hushed-up environmental violations. At 3 a.m., the sounds turned menacing, like an army assembling. By dawn, I watched through binoculars as 12 boars, led by the massive alpha, stormed Evelyn's estate like a SWAT team. They split into groups. One destroyed her irrigation system with surgical precision. Another dug near the barn, unearthing a hidden storage facility packed with cash, devices, and records. Evelyn, wielding a broom, screamed from atop her truck, but the alpha stared her down with eerie calm, dodging a thrown rock like it was nothing. The boar's excavation revealed a money laundering operation, each container exposing Evelyn's crimes. Walter, filming with a professional camera, grinned. Fish and Wildlife, IRS, and the sheriff are on their way. As sirens approached, Evelyn's empire crumbled. She confessed from her truck, implicating a network of accomplices, blaming me for the fence. The boars, dubbed Sheriff Tusk by the press, had exposed what human investigators couldn't. By noon, Evelyn's farm was a crime scene, federal agents cataloging evidence the boars had neatly organized. Agent Laura Nguyen marveled. "These animals did better than our accountants." Walter's 6-month investigation had guided the boar's instincts, exposing Evelyn's operation. She was arrested for money laundering, tax evasion, and environmental crimes, her designer clothes muddy as she was led away. At a packed community meeting, Mrs. Thompson apologized for doubting me, sparking a standing ovation. Neighbors shared stories of Evelyn's intimidation, and we voted to dissolve the HOA, forming a transparent organization led by Lisa Torres. Evelyn's contaminated land became the Willow Creek Wildlife Preserve, with Walter as its consultant. A new fence, designed as a wildlife corridor, symbolized our rebuilt community. Sheriff Tusk and his pack became local legends, drawing photographers to safe observation blinds. 6 months later, standing by the new fence, I watched Sheriff Tusk forage peacefully, Scout at my side. Evelyn's greed had unleashed nature's justice, and our community was stronger for it. Sarah and I, now closer than colleagues, worked to ensure transparency. The sun rose over Willow Creek, a reminder that truth finds a way. What would you do if a bully like Evelyn targeted your home? Should wildlife be left to deliver justice when humans fail? Can a community ever fully trust again after such betrayal? Share your thoughts below, and if you believe in truth prevailing, like and subscribe for more stories of justice.